Pedophilia. Is there a duty to report pedophiles and activities, known activities? Absolutely. And of course, your state should have a Florida statute, should have a state statute on that, excuse me. I will read you the Florida statute on duty to report. Florida statute 39.201, and I'm reading it so I don't get anything wrong. Any person who knows or has reason to believe that a child is a victim of childhood sexual abuse or the victim of a known sexual offender shall report such knowledge or suspicion to the proper department. Here in Florida, that would be any police agency, any hotline, Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Get someone to know that someone is in trouble. When children are in trouble, we need to report it. Now, if a child is in trouble and being sexually abused or molested or physically abused even, and you don't report this, that is a third-degree felony here in Florida. Look up your state statutes, but that's just what I want you to know about the law that you must report. Now, why do we want to report it? Well, of course, we want to stop these monsters. We want to get them off the streets. If you know they're harming one child, there's a good chance there's probably another child being harmed by the same person. Here's a fact that you won't like, but it's true. Where do we start looking when we don't know who the abuser is, but we have evidence or great suspicion that our child or children are being abused or molested by an adult? We start looking at home, folks, with Uncle Bill, even Aunt Mary. Maybe Aunt Mary knows about it and she's not telling on Uncle Bill. Grandfather. Unfortunately, we've had these cases where Grandpa was involved. We have to look at the family tree. We have to investigate from the family outward. We check everybody in the relatives on the family tree that have had contact, that have babysat the child. Yes, and then we go to outside babysitters. Then we go to daycare. Then we go to their school. And we branch outward, okay? We start here with the family and branch outward and check everything, looking for that needle in the haystack, that dirty, rotten rat, that disgusting human being that is molesting our child. Now, here's something you need to know too. Viewing child pornography is included. If you know someone who is viewing child pornography, report them. Many people have told me, I don't understand. You know, he was just caught with 30 pictures of child pornography or 30 videos of child pornography. He didn't do it. She didn't do it. Folks, each one of those videos or pictures is a count. That would be 30 counts of child pornography to be arrested for. Each count holding a certain number of years in prison. You can make a plea deal or whatever, but if you have child pornography on your laptop, on your computer, on your cell phone, you're in a tough spot. Most excuses are somebody else used that. They put it on my computer. Well, that could be. That's why we investigate things. That's why we check very thoroughly times and dates these were uploaded and put on your phone or your computer. We can track all that, folks. I'm going to tell you, even caught with, and then if you know someone who has photos at home of children nude or being molested, you better report it because you're just as guilty as them if you don't. Now, if you have just suspicion, when you report, explain to whoever you're reporting to, I just have this suspicion. They're going to ask you why. Give your reasons why you have a suspicion that someone is molesting a child. It will still be looked into, even if FDLE doesn't look into it or law enforcement agency. Child and families will get involved and look into it. Now, if you have evidence, we want to know that too. We want you to turn it over. You'll be safe. Nothing will happen to you, please. You're saving a child or more children in the future. Folks, these people have a loose screw up here. people are going to go, oh, but we can save them. We can treat them and save them. Well, I haven't seen it happen. I was a probation officer as well in corrections, and I had sex offenders on my list that had been on probation for like 10, 15 years, and they downgraded from community control or sex offender down to regular probation. But I still had to follow the sex offender probation rules with these folks. And, you know, one of them wanted to put in for a early termination of probation, and I love what the judge said. I denied it. I disapproved it, but I still have to send it forward because they're requesting to be early terminated. And the judge said, son, there is no cure for these hideous crimes you've done. None at all. I'm totally convinced there is no cure for what you have done. And I am not terminating your probation. You will finish your last 10 years. And I agreed. Now, am I a psychologist? No. Am I a doctor? No. Keep trying, folks. Keep trying to cure these people, because it would be great. It would be super great if you could find a cure. I just really have my doubts about that, though. I have my doubts. I didn't say no, but I have my doubts that they can be cured. But today's video was on duty to report pedophiles. Suspicion of activity or solid evidence of activity. Report it. Let's save some children today, okay? Thank you for watching Gary York True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.